God delights in repetition. There's a story behind that. This is your daily message from Chad number 788 to upgrade your mental game today by telling yourself a better story. Because the most important story you hear is the story you tell yourself. And this message is dedicated to that agent of growth, Aaron Havens. G.K. Chesterton, in his book Orthodoxy from 1908, explored the idea of God's childlike ability for repetition. He thought about how God loves to repeat things like the sun rising every morning or the cycle of the seasons. Chesterton saw God like a kid who loves to do the same thing over and over again. People tire of repetition. We want things to be different. We are addicted to novelty. But Chesterton saw something divine in finding joy in the same thing over and over again. We have this divine spark more as children. He writes, quote, "Because children have abounding vitality, because they are in spirit fierce and free, therefore they want things repeated and unchanged. They always say, 'Do it again.' And the grown-up person does it again until he is nearly dead. For grown-up people are not strong enough to exult in monotony, but perhaps God is strong enough to exult in monotony. It is possible that God says every morning, 'Do it again' to the sun, and every evening, 'Do it again' to the moon," end quote. This passage captures Chesterton's view that God's creation is infused with a playful, inexhaustible energy, where repetition is not tedious, but an expression of divine joy and vitality. He uses this to argue that the consistency of natural laws and cycles is not a sign of a mechanical universe, but of a purposeful, joyful, active creation closer to a child's relentless enthusiasm. Chesterton's point is that what humans might see as monotonous, God sees with fresh wonder. Each instance is vibrant as the first. Henry Ford said, "Repetitive labor is a terrifying prospect to a certain kind of mind." That doesn't seem to be the mind of God. People love novelty and the new. It's a common icebreaker to be asked, "So what's new?" Have you ever been asked, "So what have you been repeating lately?" I've never been asked that. Newness is equated with innovation, but repetition is the mother of invention. Wonder can be found in the monotonous. Can you be dazzled in the daily? That's the algorithm of life. Why does repetition work? Bill Walsh, one of the greatest football coaches ever, understood that, quote, "Persistence is essential because knowledge is rarely imparted on the first attempt," end quote. You don't learn the first time, or the second or 100th. He did the same drills over and over, said the same things over and over, discussed the same concepts over and over until his teaching stuck. This wasn't laziness, it was wisdom. Faithfulness to what works is winning. The better story to tell yourself is repetition is the mother of all learning and skill. Maybe there's more to know. Maybe there's a better version. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Tell me a story of realizing knowledge of something wasn't imparted on the first attempt to fromchadsmith@gmail.com. You can always leave a comment on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. You can download my book, The Most Powerful Story in the World, by going to fromchad.gumroad.com. The transcript of this message and hundreds of others are always available at www.fromchad.com.